Well, I'm Doris LeBlanc, Doris Landry LeBlanc, and I'm from D'Escousse.
Now, you're a Landry from where?
From D'Escousse.
Okay. I didn't know there was Landrys in D'Escousse.
Well, his name was Bonaventure Landry,
Okay.
and he had the post office here, and he was in the service. And when he went to the service, I was 16 years old, so I looked after the post office for him.
And where was the family home?
His family home was just behind here in D'Escousse.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's the family home that's just behind us.
Okay. And how many siblings did you have? How many brothers and sisters?
Me? I had just one sister, Muriel Britton, and another little girl, and she died when she was 2 years and 2 months old, and her name was Marjorie.
What happened?
I don't really know she had like a purple spot on her shoulder, so I don't know if that's probably, I don't know what it was. Probably indigestion or something like that. I don't know. She just nothing happened. All of a sudden, she was gone.
Yeah. Now, you said your father was in the service, so he was in one of the wars, was he?
Well, he was in the first war, 1914-18 war. Then he was in this last war here. He was on the home front, like, you know, as a man. He was, he was quite old at that time. But he went into the service. I think he was away for a year or two or something like that. And at that time, I was looking after the post office for him.
Mm-hmm. And what about your mom? Who was your mom?
My mother was Adelphine Fougere. She was from Pullman. And she had a brother, Bertie Fougere, and quite a few of them. Bertie and Alphonse, and then there was a young one that was drowned before she ever got married, so I never even saw him. But I remember my grandmother, and I was there when the horse came over and brought the coffin to the church. They were right in Pullman, and I remember that people were walking behind the horse and hearse. Just that's the way they did things, though. It's nothing very fancy in those days. But I remember that. I wasn't very old. I might have been 2 years old, 1 year old. I remember things. I remember things from long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at that time, there probably wasn't too many cars, so
well, I don't think there was any cars at that time.
Okay.
I think the first car that came here on the island was probably Father Boucher and a Doyle from Pullman. I think his name was, I don't remember his name, Charlie Doyle. So that's all the cars that was around here at that time.
Right. So when your father went off to war and you took over the post office, you said you took care of the post office when your dad went to war. At that time, how did you deal with mail? The post office was where? Was there a separate building or was it part of the home?
Well, it was part of the home because my grandmother had the post office before, and before that her husband had the post office. So that was my grandfather had the post office, and it was by the shore at that time. But then they put a little addition onto the house for the post office and the lobby. So this is where we had the post office.
So how was your mail delivered? How did you get the mail?
Well, the mail came by let me see now. It was Frederick Poirier. They used to go to Grand Anse, I think, with the horse and wagon, or probably a sleigh in the wintertime. So whatever time the mail came, if it came at 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock at night or 9 o'clock at night, you still had to pick it up and deliver it, because there was always somebody there with their mail, even at that time.
Yeah.
So from there, we got the mail from far Rocky Bay, Poirieville, and Cape Around. So had to deliver the mail sort the mail for all these different places. Also had to put mail in the boxes for the people that did get the mail with us.
Okay. So it was delivered house to house? It wasn't, they came to
No,
you?
no, they came to the post office to
Okay.
pick up their mail.
Okay. So there was
No,
no
there-
rural delivery?
There's no rural delivery. And Fons Britton and Yvonne Britton, those were the people that picked up the mail from our post office for Cape Laron, Rocky Bay, and Porieville.
Oh, okay.
So she had to go all around and then pick all the mail that was going out and bring it back.
Oh, okay.
So
when you said they went to Grand Aunt's to pick up the mail, did they come by train then?
I think it came by train because everything was delivered on the train. It was all assembled, like, you know what I mean? They opened the mail there, and the mail that came here, that was, they had to, you know, have the mail in.
So they
for
sorted
St.
it there,
They
like-
sorted it there right on the train.
Okay, so there was a bag like for D'Escousse or
Now the bag for D'Escousse.
and one for Ayrshire probably.
Or maybe 4 or 5 for D'Escousse.
Oh, okay.
And from those 5 or 6, we had to deliver, to sort them for the different Rocky Bay, Porieville, and Cape Around.
Now, was that a livelihood for your dad, running the post office, or
Oh, yeah, that's all, yeah.
Okay.
Didn't have much money then.
no?
No.
But that was his job, like running the
That
mail
was his job,
and serving our country.
and serving our country.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of the first ones that went to 1914 war. He was 18 at the time, just at the time. And he went with a man from Cape Around. And the two of them went at the same time.
Yeah. Now, did he ever come home and tell you some stories about when he served, or?
Oh, he told us all kinds of stories, but more or less we weren't really excited about it or really remembered all of it. But they had. Well, yeah, I remember one time he said they were going to the front line, and this guy had a horse, or probably not a horse, a mule or something, and all the ammunition was on that thing. So he was with them, and another guy. The two of them were going up the line, and all of a sudden my father said he heard a bang, and he looked around, the guy was gone, and all the munitions were gone. So he was the only one on track there. So he said he didn't get killed at that time, but he wasn't.
So what, the munitions, the mule, and the whole thing blew
Oh,
up?
everything was gone.
Wow.
It hit in the ammunition, and it blew up, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember him saying that.
Yeah.
He said I was lucky.
Wasn't his day.
Wasn't his day.
Wow.
Mum must give you quite a jolt. Just
Must
the
say.
same.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, when did you marry?
Well, I married in 1944, August 1944.
And you married a LeBlanc.
I met Omer LeBlanc.
Okay. What's the Ayrshire connection with the LeBlancs?
Well, Omer was Godfrey LeBlanc's son, Godfrey and Naomi, and he had a brother, Euless, and a Gat. That was in
Okay.
their family.
So Euless is the U and UJ LeBlancs in the old
Yeah.
store, is it?
That's right.
Okay. So would that be Guy LeBlanc's father?
Guy LeBlanc's father. So I'm actually Guy LeBlanc's aunt.
Right, right.
And the kids, the boys.
So what did your husband do for a living?
Well, he was in the service as well before we were married. He was in the Air Force. So after he came home, he decided, well, I'm going to build a store. So this is what he did. He came here and he built a store, because this was part of my father's house, land, because the house was there before. So he built this place here.
And you married?
Well, we married before he built the store.
Okay.
Yeah, because we were married in 43, and we built the store in 47. Well, I suppose we started probably early 47. So the store was open 47, between 47 and 48.
And how long did you run the store?
Well, from 1947 to 2000.
Wow.
And when he died, well, I still didn't know what to do. So,
Yeah.
But then I had the store, but we also had all the salesmen used to stay here at the time.
Right. So it was like a motel, bed and breakfast. How would you
Well,
describe
it was overnight. Oh, I don't know. I didn't have a name for it. No, they just came. The first one that really stayed here, the very first one, when I came home from the hospital when Gigi was born, Major and Mrs. McLean were here. And those were the people that built the highway. He was the engineer. So he stayed here for quite a while. He stayed here until the road was finished.
So his job was done. Like.
That was his job was done. Gigi was, every night Gigi, she used to take Gigi and give him a cookie and put him to bed. He had to go and he called her Granny McLean. So anyway, well, I was pregnant for Naomi when before they left. And after she was born, Mrs. McLean said, well, I'm not going to get attached to her like I did to Gigi, she said. Not that I don't like her, but I'm not going to cuddle her like I did just Gigi.
Yeah.
So, and then, well, there was another thing that happened, because there was no place to eat around here. You couldn't get a cup of coffee. You couldn't get anything. So this fellow was from the Sydney Post. So he came here, wanted to know where is there a place to stay in D'Escousse, because he was walking. He didn't have a car or anything. So my father happened to be here. Well, he said, you can sleep home if you like, and Doris will feed you. So that's what happened.
So did that ever put you out a bit? Like you cook for your family, you had 3 children and your husband and yourself. So
yeah.
You cook for a family of 5, but then somebody would just pop in. Did you always put a little extra on, or?
Well, the fellas that stayed here, they were here for supper.
Okay.
So I knew they were going to be here for supper. Supper and breakfast. So it was a sort of bed and breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
But these guys were here all the time. I mean, every week they were here. Some of them were here 3 times a week, the same people.
Yeah.
So when they were all here, they each had their room. So Naomi used to say, she said, just like a bunch of cattle, because she says they just go to their room, they know where to go. So Doris waited for them to come down and have something to eat.
Yeah. Now, if you don't mind my saying, what would you charge someone to come and stay, have supper, stay the night, and have breakfast?
You know that I forget that.
Oh, okay. It wouldn't have been much, though, would it?
$4 or probably less.
Yeah.
$3 or $4. And then they'd gripe at that. It was too much.
Go on.
Well, the heck with you. Go somewhere else.
That's right. That's right.
And then the telephone company had men too. There was 6 of them that stayed here. So their manager or what came here and wanted to know how much I was going to charge them for bed, breakfast, and room. Bed, breakfast, room, and lunch, because they didn't come down for lunch. I had to make lunch. So I said, well, I'll charge you $4. $4? He said, well, you're not going to lose any money on that. Well, gee, I said, I don't intend to either. So
that's right.
He came around with the $4, but that wasn't very much.
No.
For breakfast,
lunch,
bed,
and a place to sleep.
a place to stay.
That's right. And I'm sure if you made homemade sweets or goodies, you'd offer them some too, right?
Well, they said they had supper here.
Oh, okay.
They
they had their 3 meals really with you.
They had 3 meals here, and they stayed besides. And he was saying it was too much. I should have started a little more, but
that's
anyhow.
right. Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. So your husband, you said, was a pilot. He was in the Air Force. I'm sorry.
He was in the Air Force. He was an airframe mechanic.
Oh, okay. So he didn't do any mechanics after he left. He decided to be a merchant, a store merchant.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I guess after the war, they just. Well, I suppose he could have stayed, but he hated it with a passion. He hated it once he.
He did his time type thing.
Yeah. And anyway, one time he came home, and they were in those dope shop, they called it, where they painted the planes and all that.
Yeah.
And a bucket of paint got on his head. When he came home, they had taken all the paint off, And the top of his head, all his head was as if it was rolled oats on. All this scalp was coming.
Oh.
Oh, what a mess.
Did it heal up?
Oh, yeah, it healed.
Did his hair grow back?
Oh, yeah.
Had he lost his hair like when that had happened?
Well, pretty well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, pretty well.
Wow. Now he wouldn't have been an older man then. He would have been a young man still,
Oh, yeah,
right?
I was only young then.
Yeah, yeah. So once you started the store, how did you get your merchandise to sell? You said the salesmen would stay here. Was it stuff you'd buy from them?
Oh, yeah, they took my order. There was salesmen for everything.
Oh, was it?
There was salesmen for coffee, tea, coffee and tea, purity, flour. We used to get some red rose tea. You know what? We used to get tea, and they'd come in great big boxes, and you had to weigh it. So you had to weigh the tea. Raisins.
So it wasn't in a bag. It wasn't a tea bag you got. It was the loose tea, is it?
It was a whole bag of, not a whole bag, yeah, a whole bag. Maybe there was 50 pounds or 100 pounds of tea in that, but it was loose. So you had to.
You sold it by the pound or whatever.
Yeah, but you had to bag it.
Oh, okay.
So you had to bag a lot of stuff too.
Yeah.
Besides that,
There was a lot of work involved.
it's a lot of work involved.
And did the flour come like that too? And
No, the flour came in bags. What would be 50 or 100 pounds? I don't know. And there was cloth bags.
yes.
There was be Robin Hood on it or what have you. And after that, well, you kept them and you took put them in a lye, take all the what do you call it? I guess people did that years ago. Used to keep them and
Make clothes, wasn't it?
well, yeah, they made sheets or pillowcases, and I still have pillowcases I made. And then you'd embroider some
okay.
what do you call it on them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, what about what kind of things did you sell in your store? Like it was a corner store.
We sold. We had when we first started, we just had like canned goods and all this stuff like that, and sugar and all, everything you'd have in a household.
Your staples, like.
Yeah, staples. And then we had Christie's biscuits and all those all the Christie stuff. There was a guy that worked for John R. McDonald, so he'd be the one that would sell that. Then there was somebody else who'd be selling candy. Somebody else would be selling something else.
Did you sell like kerosene and candles?
Kerosene. We even had a barrel of molasses. Oh. Those big barrels of molasses. And they used to come with a jug or what have you. And then we had the measuring things, that would measure a gallon or what. And you'd put them in their jug.
Okay.
Yeah.
So people actually came with their own jug, like you.
Yeah, they came with their own jug. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, and then we had the basement down there. At first we didn't have central heating. We had a stove upstairs. We had a stove in here. We had a stove in the other room back there. And we had the kitchen range besides.
Which would have been what, wood or coal?
Coal or wood.
Yeah.
And upstairs, of course, when the McLeans were here, you'd have to, well, in the wintertime, you'd have to have heat anyway. So we had an oil stove upstairs. Oh, okay. So by the time you go there, cleaned all those things, but that was a big job.
That was a job in itself.
I don't know how in the heck we ever did it, I'm telling you. Plus looking after the kids and all these guys.
Yeah.
But the guys were really nice.
What about medicines? Did you have medicine men that would come around?
Oh yeah, we had all kinds of stuff. I used to, used to come in here, Martel, Emma Martel's husband's father used to live here, and he'd come in, du sirop vert. He wanted cough medicine, the green cough medicine, sirop vert, he'd come with.
Oh, okay.
So we had all that stuff, corn plasters, aspirins, everything, all that other stuff, we had all that.
Yeah, yeah.
Baby powder, baby oil, soap, all kinds of soap. And then we had stuff to embroider with there. You can see, and we had still have the colours there.
Yes.
And then they had thread and all that stuff. We also had...
Wasn't Joe Kite, was it? That used to come with the medicine?
no, it was... with the medicine, it was a company in Sydney.
Oh, okay.
Gee, I can't remember the name now. Eastern Drugs or something like that. I don't remember.
Did I know when I was very young, I remember my mom talking, and I remember them coming around, the Indians we used to call them, and they come trying to sell you a woven basket or something.
Oh, yes.
Did they ever come in and do deals with you?
No, they didn't deal with me. But the fellow, Cremo, or whatever his name was, he used to come here and play the violin.
Lee Cremo.
Lee Cremo.
Oh, okay.
Lee or his father. Lee Cremo, that was the young one.
Yeah.
But
His father
used to come here.
Oh, okay.
And he'd play the violin.
Yeah. So, when you first got married, Doris, you said that you only built the house and the store here a couple of years later. Where did you stay for the first years that you were married? Where did you live, you and your husband?
Well, when I first year I was married, I was working in the Royal Bank in Ayrshire.
Oh.
So this is where I lived in Ayrshire until he decided, well, he was going to build a store. So I didn't feel right in the bank, because I felt that people were probably thinking, well, her husband is in the service. Why is she working here, taking some girl's place? You know, that's the way I felt about it. Mm-hmm. But I really loved it there.
Now, I remember the bank when it was. We're talking the same bank where it still is.
The bank where where it is now. It's not a bank anymore.
No, that's right.
But they had the bank there. They had the municipal office in there. And they had...
I thought the municipal office was across the street in the old
No, it was all in the same place.
Really?
It was all in the same. And Danny Sutherland had an office there too.
Now, who was Danny Sutherland? Was he like a politician?
I don't know what the heck he did.
Okay.
Anyway.
He had an office there.
He had an office there.
Okay.
And he lived across the street with his sister.
Oh, okay.
And that's where I used to have my lunch, over there. I forget her name now. But
so that was a restaurant across the street. Now,
it wasn't a restaurant.
Oh.
She didn't have a restaurant. No such thing as a restaurant.
You just went and had lunch with her.
But well, Marie Marchand was with me too, so we'd go there and have lunch.
Oh, okay.
You know, and I stayed at the Turgoods. The house is gone now. That's where I stayed when I was in Ayrshire.
So was that like room and board?
Yeah, I was the only one there, and Hazel was there. She had the hairdressing place there upstairs, and where the bank was upstairs, there was the whole place was a hall up there, and they had concerts or dances or something, and then on the side they had all the stairs to go up. There was a lot of stairs going up there. That's how you went in there.
Yes. So did you attend many dances there?
Oh yeah, quite a few.
Yeah.
Quite a few.
Now, who would perform? Who would play the music at them dances? Do you remember?
Well, I don't remember. Might have been Exist Landry. I'm not sure.
Oh, Fulbert.
Fulbert Boudreau.
Fulbert and probably Jarvis Benoit.
And Jarvis Benoit, oh yeah. And there were some
and
good.
Eddie the fiddler.
Eddie the fiddler, yeah.
Right.
Now,
what would it cost you to get into a dance then?
Oh, maybe 50 cents. I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Can't remember that.
And did they serve liquor at the dances, or?
No.
No?
They probably had liquor that went there, but they didn't sell it.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, it was really nice. I loved dancing. I used to love to go.
Yeah. So, what kind of businesses were in the community of D'Escousse when you started up your store? What other businesses were out
the
here?
The other business that was here was the co-op.
There was a co-op here?
Where the post office is now, right across. They had the co-op store.
Oh, okay.
So I was telling Omar, we're not going to make a go of it here, because there's a co-op store. People be going to the co-op store. Oh, he said, don't worry about it.
But a co-op store would probably sell, was it feed at that time, or was it
yeah.
everything?
They
Was
had feed and they had all kinds of stuff like that, yeah. We didn't have any feed here, but we did after a while have lumber.
Oh, okay.
We had lumber. We had clothing. We had linoleum.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We had glass. I've cut panes of glass myself. Omar was a wizard at that, cutting glass.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to be good at that because you don't want to cut it wrong too many
I don't
times,
want
right?
to cut it wrong, but he was really a wizard at it. He
Yeah.
could do that like... Well, when he wasn't here and somebody wanted glass, I'll try it. I didn't have any problem.
Yeah.
I had a special tool to do it, and that's the one I hid so nobody else would have it.
That was yours.
That was mine. Because I did. Some people would say, well, let me do it. But what they would do, they would run it back and forth, dull it.
Yeah.
So that's why I hid mine.
Yeah.
Nobody was getting that one.
So where did you go to school at, Doris?
I went to school here in D'Escousse.
Okay. And did you have a school right here in D'Escousse?
Oh, yeah. Where the hall is now,
Yes.
there was a school there.
Oh, okay.
And then after that, they made a hall out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And Susan was looking after the hall and all that, Susan Murphy. So one time she went to Halifax or somewhere. When she came back, it's gone. I remember going to church one day. The place was burnt down.
Oh, my.
So that's when they built this one here
Right.
that we have now.
Do you remember how long ago that was? It's quite a while, eh?
Quite a while now. I don't remember.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then the church burnt. The church burned the same year Maxine was born.
Oh, okay.
She was born in January, and I think that the church was in the summertime, probably July. First thing the church was.
And
So-
that was about 50 years ago, right?
Well, it's 54, so Maxine is what, 56 or something like that, 55. So that's how many years ago.
Right, right. Now, what kind of education did you get? You went to school to what grade here?
Well, you had up to grade 11.
Oh, okay.
Grade 12, you had to go to Ayrshire. I never went to Ayrshire.
Okay, so you
I
went
learned
to
my
grade.
education doing my work.
That's right. That's right.
There was a
Now-
lot to learn there in the
Oh,
post
yes.
office.
Yes.
Sometimes I didn't want to do it, you know what like kids are like? Well, I was 16, but still. And my father, you had to make, what do they call that now? They had to make a report for the money that you took in and all that stuff. He was showing me how to do it. And I'd say, oh, I don't understand that. Well, he'd say, I don't know why you don't understand that. It's not that hard. Yeah, but I don't understand it. And he had all the patience in the world to show you how to do things. But he was short-tempered as well. But to do that, to teach somebody. So after a while I got, I felt bad. I said, yeah, I think I can understand them. But I understood all the time, but I figured he'd say, well, oh, never mind, if you can't, I'll do it.
Yeah.
But it didn't work that way.
So who was your teachers at school? Did you have sisters and
No, it was Zita LeBlanc, Yvonne Britt, Mrs. Bona, and Louis Langlois.
That's a different name, isn't it? Langlois.
Langlois, yeah. He used to live, that house that's green and purple there when you go to the bridge, that's where he lived,
Oh,
there.
okay.
So he walked to school. Nobody had cars or anything. You walked to school. And I remember you had to be 7 years old to go to school. You didn't go to school before you were 7. No wonder I was stupid.
No.
Anyway, the first day I went to school, they were all, the Mrs. Bona and Yvonne and all that. And Mrs. Bona said to me, she said, well, little girl, she said, what's your name? Well, I said, my name is Doris. And at the same time, I was like, she'll never know how to spell that. So I said, yeah, well, my name is Doris, D-O-R-I-S, Doris. Well, I thought they were going to die laughing. D-O-R-I-S, Doris.
Yeah.
She'd tell me that years after. She'd come here in the store and she said, well, D-O-R-I-S, Doris.
Yeah. But I suppose there was probably kids your age going to school that didn't know how to spell their name.
Probably not. But when I went, I knew all my letters. You had to know your letters when you went to school.
Oh, yeah.
So I had learned my letters and all that.
Yeah.
But still, you know, kids around 4 years old, this is when they learn the best.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I said, you know, you're when you go to school at 7 years old, you're 3 years back, right? Actually,
In a
unless
way,
your
yeah.
parents are teachers
Yeah.
or know how to
Push you along.
push you along.
Yeah, because some kids need that.
Yeah,
Need a little push.
yeah.
Yeah. What about the, I don't know, I guess the whole things that children do today, like the computers and stuff.
Oh, the computers, yeah.
Now, I know you're pretty good with a computer, aren't you?
After I closed the store, I told Maxine, I said, gee whiz, I said, what the heck am I going to do? I said, I'm so used to having people around, you know, and doing things. She said, you know, well, they're teaching computer at the school. She said, why don't you go? So sure enough, I went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're pretty good, I hear, on the computer.
Not too bad, you know.
Now, what would you say if you were 8 years old and you would have had a computer?
Oh, I'd be a whiz at it.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, that's got to be a big change, like that
Oh,
technology
that's a big
from when
change.
you were
Yeah.
8 years old. Well, you were 7, you said, when you started school.
Yeah.
Nowadays, kids start school and they already have a good concept of how to use a computer when
Well,
they start.
yeah, that's right, because it, you know.
So do you think technology in that way is a good thing or a bad thing?
Oh, I think it's good.
Yeah.
I'm all for that.
So
I
do
wish I could start all over again, actually.
Yeah. So do you communicate with the grandchildren on Facebook and stuff like that?
Well, not with my kids, with GJ, yeah, and but I mean they're so busy. But Mrs. Martel there that was teaching, I said, you know, I communicate with her and my cousins, and then there's Skype, and then there's telephone that you can, you know.
I'm looking at you and I'm thinking, you're such a sweetheart, because I don't Skype, I don't do Facebook.
I can type. When the first,
I
when
know.
I took typing lessons, when I was here, were teaching typing in our shack.
Mm-hmm.
At night, I guess it was. So I used to go there, take typing.
Yeah.
I was always ready to take something else, you know.
So, just because there's not many 80-plus-year-old people that are as with it, let's say, as you are when it
yeah.
comes to the technology.
Well, you know, in my mind, and the way I feel, I'm only about 45.
Yeah.
I'm only 45.
There you go.
But then when I think back, holy mackerel, that's a long time ago. But if I could go back to 25, oh, I'd be happy as anything.
So have you done anything in your lifetime that you thought you would never, ever do?
I don't know. I didn't have any time to think when I was going.
That's true.
What would that? Well, I never thought of anything that I couldn't do. I'll try anything. There's nothing I'm not going to try.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try anything.
So if somebody came tomorrow and said, let's go skydiving,
I'd go.
You'd go.
Oh, I took up, that's another thing, I took up swimming. I got all my badges. That was not that long ago either, 75 or, must have been 75 or 80. What's that old thing coming in?
So if I fell in the pool tomorrow, I
I
could
could
count on
pick
you
you
to
up,
come and get
yeah.
me.
The only thing I didn't take was rescue, like the white badge. They don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
That was in Port Oxford.
At the pool there.
At the pool. And Maxine used to come with me.
Mm-hmm.
And one day, we were there and she was down below and I was on the top, you know, way up by the end. And I dove in. Well, I thought she was going to... My mother diving in. Oh, my God, she couldn't get over.
There you go. And you grew up right here in D'Escousse, a stone's throw away from the water, and you never could swim all your life.
Oh, yes, I could swim. I used to
Oh,
swim
okay.
down here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
So you just took lessons to improve your swimming, is it?
Well, I just went for something else to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't have any lessons here. I just went by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing we used to do was go skating in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Before Christmas, you went skating.
Yeah. And I don't think the harbour froze this year at all, did it?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
We used to skate to Bullamong.
Wow. And where did you say you went to Boston?
I went to Boston.
So what did you think of leaving D'Escousse and going to Boston? Because Boston, was it like in the city where you went to visit?
Ah, yes, I went to. Uh, it was in Massachusetts, not far from Boston.
Right. So what did you think of it?
I didn't think anything of it. No,
Yeah.
I was going. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. No, but when you got to the city, what were you a little intimidated because it was a big city and lots more people, or
No, I didn't bother.
that didn't bother you? Wow.
I remember, well, my aunt Flo, she's the one that picked me up at the airport and took me to her place. And not far away, my mother had an aunt that lived somewhere, and she had taken me to down the square or whatever they called it. And I used to walk down there, walk to see my aunt. One day I left. My grandma said, "Where are you going?" I said, "Well, I'm going to go see my mother's aunt." It was 105 degrees, and I walked there and I walked back. Didn't bother me. The heat didn't bother me.
Wow. 105 degrees.
105 degrees.
Not too many days like that in D'Escousse, I bet.
No, never saw any yet in my 89 years.
Yeah.
Although it was good and warm when I was small.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I meant to ask you when we were talking about the store, when you ran the store, did you buy like local produce or meat or like fresh fruit, vegetables more than anything? Did you buy that locally, like from farmers and fishermen and from
Well,
the
I
area?
did. I think that people more or less got their own, like they'd buy their own turnips from the people, so we didn't have that much. We used to get bananas. That came from Sydney, and we had them. We had a whole thing of bananas right on the stall.
Oh, okay.
That's the way they came, and they were hung up on from the ceiling, and had a knife cut them up the same as.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Must have been a real treat when the bananas came in.
Oh yeah, we had bananas. Well,
Oranges.
you had oranges and all. I can't remember the name. They were from New Glasgow. Some of them were from New Glasgow.
Yeah. I know my dad used to say when he was a young boy growing up that for Christmas, if you got a banana or an orange in your stocking, that was a real treat.
Yeah.
So would you get produce, like fruits like that in at Christmas time and sell them as holiday presents?
Oh yeah, we had grapes and we had. I remember grapes because we had cases and cases of pop down there. And one day we moved the pop, and all the grapes were in there. It was a rat or something that they had made a nest in back of the crates, because the crates weren't really to the cement wall.
Mm-hmm.
There was a space about that much.
So they packed them all back there.
They packed them all back there. So those came in boxes about that big and that high.
Yeah. So what kind of gifts do you remember getting as a child for birthdays and Christmases yourself?
We never looked too much for that because
No.
we never got too much. Well, at Christmas time, didn't get that much. Little something.
Mm-hmm.
I remember getting my father. We had put our stocking out down, and stocking on the what do you call that, was where Santa Claus was supposed to. You'd find an orange or something like that, you know, maybe a pencil or something like that. I remember my uncle from the States, he had sent us a box of crayons and pencils, all ruler and all that. Oh, that was something.
Yeah, that was a real treat.
That was a treat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about money? You were saying how $4, they thought that was a lot for you to charge for someone to stay overnight and get their meals. What did $1 buy you then? Like how what would it cost to live then versus today?
You could buy a dozen of eggs for 15 cents when I was a kid. How much you pay now? 3 something.
I was going to say almost $3, but it's probably over 3.
Over
Yeah.
$3 sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know
And
because.
where you had the store, you've seen that increase happening
Oh
over
yeah,
time.
it increased. Yeah,
Yeah.
everything would increase,
Yeah.
but not as much as it increases now.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
you go buy a loaf of bread and it's over $3. Well, I
Yeah.
used to make my own bread anyway sometimes if I had the time.
Yeah.
Pies, I used to make pies 5 at a time. And when Gigi was small, in order to keep some for dessert, I had to hide them.
Used to like the
Because he'd
sweets.
find them. Oh,
Yeah.
God. Oh, I used to love to have pies. He'd be in it. I said, gee whiz, I got to have that for dessert.
Yeah. Well, what would a day's wage be? Do you remember what a day's wage was?
Well, I don't know because we didn't work here. We didn't take any money out of the store unless we had to. So we just got what we ate and that's it. Everything we made just kept going in all the time, unless we needed it. But I was a little bit of a hoarder, so when I had any money, like the kids when they had their allowance there, family allowance, they each had their bank book. I used to put that money right in there, so they had all that money when they had to when they went to school. I never touched that from one year to the next.
Okay.
And
So
then
their
if they had
education was covered.
if they had $500, then I'd buy a $500 bond, get more money on it.
Yeah. You were a smart investor.
I was a good investor.
Yeah. Well, that's why the business lasted over
Oh
50
yeah,
years, right?
oh yeah. Well, if you went all hog about it, you wouldn't be able to do it. That's it.
Yeah. Now, if somebody that came into your store couldn't afford to pay today, but said, "Oh, we'll pay it in the end of the month" or something, did you run tabs? Was that something
Well,
you did?
Omer was a softie, but I wasn't a softie because what I saw, they'd come in and they'd say, "Well, we forgot to get this in Port Hawkesbury, so they want it done thicker." I said, "Well, no, I wouldn't get it done." But he would, but I wouldn't. No way.
Yeah. Well, did you get caught like that? Did people not pay you, or did the majority
nobody
pay?
Nobody caught me.
Okay.
Nobody caught me. They probably caught him, but he didn't catch me. But of course, he wouldn't tell me that.
Little white lies between married people, eh?
I never said anything. I
Yeah.
didn't say anything.
Yeah.
I didn't question him about it.
Mm-hmm.
But he would, he'd know that I didn't want to.
But a lot of stores would do that, give credit to
Oh, yes, they
customers.
get credit. Well, we did have a couple that had credit, but they'd always pay.
Yeah.
But there are some that they wouldn't pay you.
Mm-hmm. And how would you know who would be the non-payers? You just knew.
Well, you just knew.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, what I didn't like is when they say, "Oh, we forgot that we didn't get it here and we didn't get it there."
Can
and
we
they'd
get it at your place?
And they'd want us to charge it. No way.
Yeah.
Well, you have to be you have to be, because if you're a softie, not everybody, but some would do that.
Yeah, they take
But
advantage.
they'd take advantage of you.
Mm-hmm.
But Omar was more holy than me, I guess.
It was a little easier going. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was used to that anyway at home, I guess,
Oh, okay.
because he used to work in the store at home too.
Yeah.
He used to deliver with a horse and wagon or horse and sleigh. He used to go to West Ayrshire. Sometimes I used to go with him before I was married. He'd go
Do a delivery.
delivery, and we used to go one place. It was on. I can't remember their name now, but they were some nice. Go there, and her and her husband. Well, oh, Mary, you're here. Well, have something to eat. So, and this is your girlfriend. Well, she can have something to eat too. And then we used to go to the Poiriers there, Sheriff Poirier in West Arishad. I think one of them worked at the bank too, one of the girls. Didn't know them that well, but Omer knew them. Because he knew everybody on the island and beyond.
Yeah. Now, when you worked at the bank, how would they get the money in and out? Like I'm picturing cowboys on with the Wells Fargo.
I forget how that went on. That went. I don't think we ordered too much money. We used to mutilate the bills we used to send out. You know, they were, that went out through the mail,
Oh.
the post office.
So the currency that stayed, it just kept rotating in the community, is it? For the most part?
Well, yeah, because there was quite a few businesses there. There was John LeBlanc and Martel and the Poiriers in West Arishad and who else now? Babbins, I think that. And then a little further up there was somebody else. I mean, they used to bring money in, so we used all that money.
Oh, okay. What about the Undertaker years ago? Who was the Undertaker?
Well, I think it was Danny Sutherland. I used to go in there and we had to pass through coffins before we got our lunch.
Oh my. Empty coffins?
Empty coffins.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think they didn't have a place for
Like a funeral home.
like a funeral home. No, there was no such thing. Everybody was waked in their homes. So all he did was furnish the coffins.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
So did he make them himself? Like, did he build the
I
coffins,
don't
do you
know.
think?
I
Or he
don't
bought
know
them?
where he got them. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't.
What was the process when they waked you in a house like that back then? Was there a ritual or a process that you followed?
Oh, I don't think so. I remember my grandmother died. It was 1930. I was 9 years old, and I remember we got the coffin, and she goes in the coffin, and in order to close her eyes, my mother had put some, they had those big pennies, put that on their eyes. That's all. And they put, fixed them up kind of nice, but they weren't all done up,
No. There was no embalming then either. That's why the pennies, was it? Keep their eyes
no
shut?
embalming. No, they didn't do that.
Yeah.
Well, the what do you call, the pennies were there so that their eyes would be closed. Otherwise, their eyes would be open,
Yeah.
and it would look, you said,
Yeah.
is this dead person staring you in the eye? So that's what they did, and well, people would come in and they'd probably say some prayers and all that. Probably more or less something like, like they do in a.
But you were waked in the home.
You were waked in a home for 2 days.
Okay.
And then you'd had coffee. Sometimes I think they stayed up all night. There was always somebody staying there up all night.
Yeah. See?
My great-grandmother, that was my great-grandmother, she lived up the hill there where Savory's,
Oh, okay.
their
Yeah.
house there. That's where I was born, up there,
Oh, okay.
actually, yeah. And I only came down here when I was 13 because my grandmother went up to the States and my father took over the post office. So that's where I went when I went to the States, the years after, to see my grandmother and my aunt. They used to come down here too, to visit.
Yeah. Why did your grandmother move to the States? Because her daughter went?
Well, her daughter was there and was married,
Oh, okay.
but she was all by herself, and she was getting old. She wasn't smart like me. I couldn't stay by myself.
Yes. So she wanted her
Just kidding.
Yeah.
No, she just, she didn't have too many people around here, and her sons were up there, and Flo was up there, and Aunt Ethel was up there, and so that's why she went up. But then she was sorry she had gone up because she kind of missed D'Escousse.
Yeah.
But then after a while, my aunt came to live, and they built a house next to the school, next to the church, because it's sold now. But she was married to Bona, and he used to do dentures and stuff. I mean, that's what he worked at in the States.
Oh, okay.
So when he retired, they built a house here. So my grandmother came back. But after she came back, she wasn't happy here anymore. She wanted to go back. She wanted to go back to the States. Well, there was no way she was going to go back because they had sold our house that they had. And
Yeah. So speaking of dentures and stuff, did you have a dentist back then? Was there a dentist?
no dentist. I had a hard job keeping my teeth, I'll tell you.
Mm-hmm.
But I kept them.
Yeah.
I had gone to Halifax when I was 15 or 16 or something. Sometimes there, I think before I looked after the office. And I went to see a dentist there. So he did all my teeth. You know what much for a filling? $1.
Wow.
He did all my lower teeth. Did every one of them. Because they were just starting and they didn't even have to put cocaine in it or whatever you put on.
Mm-hmm.
And he did all my teeth, which is what helped me because there was no dentist here.
Yeah.
There was one in Port Hawkesbury, but Port Hawkesbury was as far as New York for me.
Mm.
There's no way of me getting there.
Yeah. What about the doctor? Who was the family doctor then?
The family doctor was Dr. LeBlanc, B.A. LeBlanc.
And where did he live?
He lived in Arishat. And you know where Mrs. Maloney lived?
I believe so.
Yeah, the house just before that.
Oh, okay.
That's where John LeBlanc stayed too, there, Maloney's house.
Oh, okay.
And he had a garage across the street.
Which there's nothing across the street now but
No.
water.
Yeah, but there was a garage there.
Oh,
And
okay.
Lorenzo used to work there too.
Yes. Yeah. When you had your children, did you have them at home? Like, did you have
No,
midwife?
they were born in Arishat at the hospital.
Which is now Evo Winter's building.
Well, that's where they were born.
All three of your
That's
children?
where GJ was born. And Father Girwar's sister was the nurse at that time. She died since.
Was it Sophie?
No,
Sophie
not
nurse?
Sophie, but the other one, another one.
I know Sister Nancy is a nun.
And Sister Nancy's a nun, yeah.
I don't know which
Sister Nancy came over there when I was teaching you, what do you call it, computers?
Oh, okay.
Now she was there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Evelyn, anyway, she was the nurse.
Mm-hmm.
So then when you had a baby, you stayed there for about 7 days or something like that, or,
Mhm.
you know. You had a real good time.
A break, a rest.
You had a good rest.
Yeah. And when you came home, you usually had help too, didn't you, when you got back to the home?
Yeah, well, Omer was here, and, well, I guess he could. I don't think we didn't have any people staying with us at that time. When I came back from the hospital, that's when Major and Mrs. McLean were here for the road.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you something, that all the guys were here. There was one fellow, his name was George Smith, and he used to sell all kinds of toys and different things like that.
Mhm.
So what he did, he got the 3 back rooms that I have downstairs, and he put all his toys in there. He had a display in the 3 rooms. And then people would come from Little Ants and all that. They used to come and order all the things that they wanted. And there was quite a few that used to come. But Maxine was old enough then. And she really enjoyed that. But they couldn't go in to see until everything was in place. And then they could go in, and they had a great time, because that was before Christmas. And they had all kinds of toys. So
So it was kind of like an open house for him to display his wares and take orders.
Yeah, that's what it was. And he let the kids, so they didn't touch anything, you know, unless he'd give it to them to see what it was like. So she still talks about that. Because
So what kind of toys do you remember? What kind of stuff he had on display then?
on a sleigh.
On display, like what
On
kind
display.
of toys did he have?
Well, you know, I never looked too much, but they had all kinds of different, like little dolls and little
Trucks
carts and, you know, different little things like that, and games that you'd play, ladders or something like that. Because I didn't have time to go and look, to tell you the truth, because I didn't buy any of that stuff.
Yeah. Well, I never asked you this, but I'll ask you now, Doris. What kind of things, what kind of games, or what kind of things did you do when you were a young child growing up? Like, say, when you started school. What kind of things did you do for fun? Like, did you have certain games you played, or?
Well, we used to play, well, I know, and she used to come to school with us, and I lived up the hill. And we used to play piquet. You know what piquet was? You had a knife, and then you'd cut that knife and you'd go on the ground and, you know, do different things.
A real knife.
A real knife.
And you
a pocket
threw it?
knife. And then, you know, you'd go, you know, you'd
You throw it.
you'd throw it, but you didn't throw it far. You just threw it just ahead of you and like. And then if you missed, well, the other one would take over, and then until she missed. So I don't know if we counted anything with who was the best. But I remember this time. My father, my mother must have said, "Well, come on in for supper." So we were busy while we were having a great time. So my father come out. Come on to supper. Your mother told you. And I know she got a fright. You should have seen her moving for up the hill. She lived further up, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so funny. And my father was having a great laugh. My mother said, "Well, that poor child, why did you do that?" She's scared to death.
Yeah.
And then we'd have...
So you and Ina go way back.
Oh,
Tell me
yeah.
about Ina.
I now lived up in up the hill a little further, up the hill. She used to call it the swamp, because you had to go way in the back. There was 2 houses there, her father's house and her grandfather's house. And her mother and my mother were friends, and they used to come to visit us. They used to come, I know. And I had learned a song, you know, and their mother wanted me to sing. Every time she'd come, she wanted me to sing the song, because I used to sing like the girl voice and the man's voice. I mean, they thought that was, she used to get a kick out of that. And crazy me would keep going, and they'd laugh, and they'd laugh.
But now you and Ina, you grew up together, like you say, your mums were friends,
Yeah.
and that brought you guys as friends.
Yeah.
But now you and Ina still live together today.
Yeah, well, when the kids were small, Ina was here to help me. You know what I mean? She stayed here, and she was hired here.
Okay.
And when Maxine was about a year old, my uncle, my father's brother, was in the States, but his wife had died. So he used to come and visit us, and he used to come and visit. And first of all, the first thing you know, he was looking at Ina. So didn't think anything of it. And then he'd go home, and in about a week or 2 weeks, he'd be back. And the third time, I think he came down, he said the cat came back. And the first thing you know, Ina and the cat were gone. So she went to Halifax with him, and she stayed there, and she got her citizenship papers. She went up to the States, and they got married. So she stayed there for 13 years.
Oh, okay.
And then she came back here.
So she married your uncle.
She married my uncle.
Oh, okay.
So that's how she's related to me. And they stayed in the house up there, because that was my house.
Your family home, yeah.
So my uncle wanted to buy it. Well, I said, I suppose I might as well sell it. I said, well, you can stay in there. No, I want to buy it. Okay. So we made a deal. that they could live there, and I could buy the house for the same price that he had paid for it. So she still owns the house.
Okay.
But I mean, she can't sell it to anybody because it's actually mine. You know what I mean? If I want it.
Mm-hmm.
So after he died about a year after Omer died. So then she was all alone.
And you were
So
all
I was all alone.
Mm-hmm.
So she came back, and she's been here ever since.
Oh, okay.
So
So Ina's a bit camera shy. She didn't want to speak to us today, but Ina is what, 90-ish?
she's going to be 90 the 29th of July.
Yeah. What did Ina do when she went to the States now? Did she have any children? Was she...
She never had any children,
Oh, okay.
and Uncle Gus's children were all grown up.
Mm-hmm.
But she did work. She worked in a flower shop while she was there, because there was not much for her to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's just he worked at the harbor, at the harbor fish place.
Oh, okay.
So he did go on the boats, but he had something to do with the fish, whatever it was. I don't know. I never asked.
Yeah.
Never had a chance to ask. I'm talking all the time.
Yeah. And she did florist. She was a florist.
Yeah, she did. This is why she got all these flowers going around.
And beautiful flowers, I must say. Yeah, she's got a green thumb. A whole green hand, probably.
Yeah. So anyway, after we took the counters, the gondolas or whatever you were, that was way up to the 2 or 3 layers there. That was all for. That was
Display
all
shelves and stuff.
for biscuits and all that.
Mm-hmm.
The other was canned goods, and all this was canned goods and stuff and all that stuff. So anyway, they took it apart, but I couldn't let go of the whole thing. I'm so funny. Well, I said, well, you could take all the insides if you want, but the tops, just put them one on top of the other. So that's why there's 3 tops there.
Oh,
I wasn't giving that up.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Foolishness, I guess.
Well, no. It's nostalgia. It's not something you see every day. I mean, there is some remains of the old store
Oh,
in here.
yeah, it's all there. Yeah.
Wow.